hey, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
I've signed up, and I've learned an incredible amount from Phil and Steve. The staff at Phil's Gang give platinum-level service and stock recommendations. You know, it's as simple as that. At the end of a month or so, I've always been in the black. Phil's Gang is a class act. I'm happy to be a member.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
Want the truth when investing in the stock market? Here's how.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Listen to my radio show every day because that's where you're going to get the truth. You're not going to get the truth listening to these dopes on Fake Business News Network. The other day, Kramer said, don't listen to the banks. They're giving you wrong information. When he told you to buy Merrill Lynch, remember? And what happened? They went broke.
Get the truth at philsgang.com.
Join my gang, philsgang.com. Get the truth. And also listen to me on my podcast on YouTube and Rumble. That's philsgang.com.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
The
Stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Phil's Gang. And remember, we kept on getting every day, or we keep getting every day, how strong the consumer is. He's so strong. He's resilient. He's loaded with cash.
The consumer is just really still very strong. They have cash balances at the banks that are 30% above where they were pre-pandemic.
Well, it turns out to be a lie. Now they're saying this.
So a lot of the so-called services spending by the so-called healthy consumers is being spent on necessities, while they're actually spending less on goods. So I think the consumer is feeling stretched, which is why you're seeing good responses to sale events, like promotional events like Amazon Prime.
Now they're stretched. Now they're changing the story. This week has been very interesting. Most people have no idea what's going on. We're getting closer to that overall crash. There's going to be one more round of rates going higher. That's right, one more round of rates going higher. When they came out this week with the CPI, boy, I mean, they just totally lied to us. They masked what was going on. They didn't want you to have the truth. So think about this. When they came in with the CPI and they said prices have dropped. So they said from May, prices dropped, going from 5.3 to 4.8. And everybody celebrated. The market shot up 350 points the minute that report came out, even though at the end of the day it was down just up 85. And the Fake Business Network they were having a parade. They're going to schedule a parade in every big city this weekend. Unbelievable. But that was really bad news, I'm going to explain. We have a problem. At the same time that these prices are dropping, our economy is experiencing the largest economic downturn since 2009. Now, the good news, as I said this week earlier, if prices were dropping, okay, and we had a vibrant economy, and our economy was growing, and the CEOs kept plowing back their profits into their company through business investment for the purpose of creating higher quality products at lower competitive prices, that'd be great. So they could capture more of a market share. Remember, every company, when you plow I don't care what company you ran, I ran a lot of companies, you plow your profits back into business investment, and the purpose is to create your product to get to a point that your quality goes up big time, and then your prices go down. When your quality goes up, your prices go down, your demand goes up, your profits go up, and then you share those profits. But that's not what they've been doing. Since 2009, they stopped doing that. They've been doing it for 100 years until 2009. Now they take their money and they do stock buybacks. There lies the problem. So what's happening is products are coming down because the quality is crap. They're not competitive. People don't want the products. And not only that, if they want them, they can't afford the products. Because as I said, the economy is really doing poorly. But if they were plowing that money back in, what normally happens when you plow your profits back in, business investment, and you increase that productivity,
wages increase, savings increase, your standard of living increases. That means consumption increases, which grows the economy, like under Trump, 6%, to where we are now, an economy is at what, 1.4%, 2%. When the CEOs, as I say, plow that money back into stock buybacks, that's called trickle up. Trickle up. All the profits trickle up from the production floor, off the back of labor, up to the CEOs, up to Wall Street banksters, and the largest shareholders. Stock buybacks. It creates a bubble. Example, we have one of the biggest bubbles ever right now. We have 7 tech stocks that have been driving the S&P from 2009 to 2023, 540%. And from March 2020 to January 2022, 114%. Yet 60% of those stocks have negative earnings. That is a bubble, a dangerous bubble. When you plow your money back into your company, instead of doing stock buybacks, you don't see that. You don't see negative earnings, but stocks up at the highest ever, for God's sakes. The big problem you're going to see right now is the valuations of stocks are insane. You take the S&P. If you pull the big tech stocks out of the S&P, even the S&P is still high. It has a PE ratio of 19. Who's going to pay $19 for every $1 of earnings in the S&P? Are you nuts? Institutions aren't. And who's going to pay $31 for every $1 of earnings on the big, magnificent 7 tech stocks? Institutions aren't. But people don't understand this. Now, why has the crash been delayed? Because as I showed my members, when you look at a chart and you take the 10-year Treasury and the 2-year Treasury and you subtract it and you put it on a chart, you see a line going down. But what else do you see? If you put that against the Wilshire 5000, all the stocks that are public, if you take all the public companies, put that and just put it on a line, all the public companies on the projection on a line, and then take and put your inverted yield curve, subtract your 2-year from your 10-year, and you have that line's going down, and all your stocks are going up. Now, inverted yield curve, people say, well, I thought the inverted yield curve means you're going into a recession. Yes, you get to that recession. But first, when they financially rig it, it takes time. But you get a rally first. That's why they rig it. That's why they rig it. Because remember, every time you raise an interest rate, it will take anywhere from 12 months to 18 months to have an effect on the economy. It's delayed. So what they do is they'll financially engineer, rig an inverted yield curve, make sure the 10-year you're getting less interest, the 2-year you're getting more interest, so that you put on a chart, you can see it's going down, and then you put that against the 5,000 stocks, they're going up, the public companies. So what you do first is they do that because they know they're going to get a rally first, and it's going to hold the market up, because it takes a long time before that recession. So that's how they're holding up. That's how the crash is being, let's say, delayed. Now, what we got coming now, and nobody can see this, is soon we got one hell of a market bust coming, because right now our productivity is dropping off. Our quality is dropping off. And deflation is hitting us. And I'll explain all this when we get back. But what we've been told about, everything's great, inflation's coming down, is a total lie. We're going to get another round of inflation. I'm going to tell you when and how that's going to happen. It's going to be through gold. You watch.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I believe that every single human being with a laptop computer and an internet connection should be required to give trading at least a shot.
Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life.
I believe that every educated individual on planet Earth.
I would recommend Phil's gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents.
Should do this. It's not for every single human being on Earth. I know this. But it's one of those things that you should try, because if you happen to get it right, if you happen to be one of the ones that this is for.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free.
What's in front of you is a life of incredible joy, freedom, and independence.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day it goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners and shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Hey, welcome back to Phil's Gang. Now, we're going to get this crash that I've been talking about. It's getting closer and closer, and I'm going to explain why you're going to get it and how you're going to get it, but what's going to cause it. Well, let's go back to, remember, when they have been rallying this market with stock buybacks since 2009, they created a bubble. Because, as I said, if you look at the S&P, it's up 540%, and 90 or 60% of the stocks have negative earnings. Well, so the only way they can hold it up is artificial. You can't have a stock market that's up 540% when you got 60% of the companies. I mean, it's common sense that have negative earnings. So that's called financial engineering. Now remember how they rallied the market, right? Stock buybacks. That's very inflationary. So what did they do to try to calm the inflation down? They kept printing money. And every time the yields would go up, they would raise rates, right? Print money, and then raise rates. They start raising those rates, right, to calm down inflation. Raise those rates. But remember, when you raise rates, you're raising at the same time you're raising yields, right? And when you raise yields, the dollar goes up. And when the dollar goes up, what happens? Your commodities come down. Oil is one of your biggest commodities. Oil is in everything. And when oil gets high, it kills your economy. So what they did was, when they were rallying the market 540% through stock buybacks, they said, we'll fight inflation. So they raised interest rates, they raised yields. And when you raise those interest rates and you raise yields, what happens to gold and oil? Down. So that effect is helping. Okay, so now we're in a position, we've had this big rally, it's all inflated. Now we're starting to see that prices are dropping. Prices are dropping. They can't hold the prices up. Prices of goods, we saw that when we got the number this week. Prices are dropping. But prices aren't dropping because the CEO is doing business investment and he's really increasing the quality of his product, but at the same time he can drop the price so everybody wants it and there's great demand. No, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. He's been taking his money. He hasn't been improving his product. He doesn't care about the quality. He doesn't care about the price. All he cares about is doing stock buybacks. So now prices are dropping because of lack of demand, because people don't have money. Now, if that wasn't true, then why do we have all these bankruptcies? I mean, look at the amount of bankruptcies that we have just for the first half of this year. We had personal bankruptcies up 23% for the first half. We got small business bankruptcies up 111%. So we got a real problem. People don't have money. Their savings, after they went through all their stimulus money and went through their 401k money and went through their savings and using their credit card, they're tapped. So what's happening is productivity has dropped off. Quality has dropped off. We're no longer competitive. We've lost a big market share. See, when you don't do stock buybacks and you plow money back into your company, you're going out there and trying to capture most of that market share. And if you capture most of that market share, and how do you capture it? By having a great quality product while dropping the price on it, right? You capture the market share. Well, that's not what's going on. People are broke. People are in trouble. Products dropping off. Quality's dropping off. We're no longer competitive. Our market share is dropping, so prices are going down, and that's not inflation going down. That's what they're lying about. Inflation's going. No, it's not. It's called deflation. When you have prices going down because you don't have a good economy, you have prices going down because you don't have people buying stuff because they don't have the money and it's crap anyways,
That's not, oh, good, look at this. Prices are coming down because the economy's good. No, it's just the opposite. So here's where you're going to get hit hard again with more inflation. Because you remember what I told you. When inflation's in place, what do? They raise rates to try to fight it. Yields go up, the dollar goes up, and that means that means you have oil prices and commodity prices going down. That helps. But now what's going on? Inflation, we're going to get another round, because now what's going on, and remember, I had my members buy gold and oil about 2 months ago, 2 months ago, because I knew this was coming. So now what's going on? Oil prices are going back up. Because why? Because now you got the yields are dropping. So they got yields dropping, and when your yields drop, so doesn't your dollar drop. And when your dollar drops, prices go back up in oil and all commodities. So now you're going to get another big round of inflation. So if you go and take a look at your oil, it's going up. We're going to go back to $100. And when that oil price goes up, the second round now, when all these commodity prices go up, it's going to kill the economy. And that inverted yield curve that's been artificially holding the market up, it's going to be too much. It's going to be too much. We can't take another round of inflation, but there's not going to be any choice. Go take a look anywhere right now in your chart, and you see your oil's going down. I mean, oil's going up. So if oil's going up, that means the cost of everything is going up. Gasoline's going back up. Everything's going up. And so all that inflation is going to hit us when we're down. When we're down. So when you say you're down, that's deflation. When you have deflation, prices going down for the wrong reasons, you got prices going down because just nobody can afford your stuff. And now all of a sudden you turn around and now you got a new shot of oil going up, inflation going up. There's no way we can withstand that. They already used the trick of an inverted yield curve. So that's why you're going to see this crash finally. Finally, you're going to see this crash probably towards the end of October, but you're going to see it. Keep watching the oil. You'll see. More oil goes up, the sooner the crash is going to happen.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
You know, when I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com. When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com.
That's philsgang.com. There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
When the stock market is volatile, how do you invest intelligently?
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. There's no need for you to be panicking in a market that goes up 800 points one day, 700 points, then it goes down again. All you need is good advice, need good direction. You don't get that from your CNBC and the Fox Business and all these crazy shows. You don't. Here's what you get from them. Thank you, Jim Cramer. But this is something that this really bugs me. Listen to this.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What? Their responsibility is to their partners and shareholders and not to you? Check my site out, philsgang.com.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need the experience of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com.
What a difference it makes in your financial life. philsgang.com. It works. What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Good afternoon, America. Now, listen, this is Steve here at philsgang.com, and I just, sometimes you want to go out and you want to hand your money to a stockbroker and say, hey, can you invest my money for me? Because I don't have time to, take care of this. I don't really know what I'm doing. And, of course, the broker is going to be like, sure, I'll take care of that for you, no problem. And that's great, right? Because it gives you like a bit of freedom and some luxury in your life. However, what happens is they take your account, they shuffle it down under a pile of about 500 people, and then the stock market goes into a crash. And guess what? Your account, your broker who was going to help you, has you at the bottom of that pile, and now they're not going to help you until the market has finally crashed and you've lost almost half of everything that you've worked so hard to gain. If you want to find out how to do that on your own and not deal with the stockbrokers, philsgang.com. That's www.philsgang.com. Give us a call at 877-600-4264. We'll see you on the charts. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you, Steve. Okay, now again, you can go to my site, philsgang.com, sign up. Now remember, the first 10 days is free, and you're going to learn an awful lot in the first 10 days. You're going to learn how the market works. That's the big problem. I'm sitting here today. I know right now in the back of my head, I know this crash is coming quick now because it makes sense. I've been doing this for 52 years. And if I could just get across to you that, I mean, it's common sense. If you remember, when this market was rallying and everybody's making big money off the tech stocks, that was a bubble. It wasn't a market, it was a bubble, because they artificially kept interest rates low enough to loan money to the CEOs. They could buy their own shares. And when they bought their own shares, their stock went up, even though they didn't have earnings, didn't have profits. And the proof is in today. Now that the market is up 547%, 60% of the stocks have negative earnings. So when they were rallying that market, it was inflationary. So while they were rallying the market, remember what they did? They had to raise rates. And when you raise rates, the yield goes up and your dollar goes up, and that keeps the price of oil and commodities down. That keeps pricing down. That helps with the inflation. Now we are in the worst shape ever, because now the prices are coming down. When we got that CPI, it told us, gave us a big red flag. When you have deflation, that's the worst thing you can have, because it means prices are coming down. And when those prices are coming down, what are they going to do? What's going to happen? Well, they're not raising rates. So when the prices are coming down and not going to be raising the rates, you can see it right now. The yields are going down, right? Your yields are going down, and the dollars are going down. And what's going up? Oil. Oil. We've had people in oil, our gang members in oil, for quite a while. For what now? About a month, I think? Something like that. And they've been making good money on oil. But now what's happening is, unlike before, when they were raising rates and yields going up, and you had the dollar coming down, I mean oil coming down, now you got commodities going up. We got just the opposite. We got the commodities going up at the worst possible time, is my point. So they are masking it this week by telling, boy, this is a good thing. Prices are finally coming down. We're finally beating inflation. No, they didn't beat anything. They're not beating inflation. That's called deflation. If you're beating inflation means, yeah, your prices are coming down. But remember, the prices are coming down because you're in there and you're developing quality products at lower prices. Wages are going up. Productivity is going up. People are saving money. They're spending money. The economy's doing good. Our GDP's doing good. That's the way. That'd be great. That's when prices go. When you have prices coming down in a good economy, boy, you are golden. You are golden. But we got prices coming down in a crap economy. I mean, look, the government in June, just think about this. We had a $228 billion budget deficit in June. Compare that to $89 billion in the same month last year. Think about that. And the government, what they spent $96 billion more in June from a year ago. Think about this. Or let's say a 66% increase over last year. Now, income taxes in June, the revenues fell by $42 billion. Holy mackerel. This is crazy. And now, also, if you take this year, interest on our public debt has risen $131 billion, or 25%. This is insane. Inflation, the related cost of living adjustments for Social Security have risen $455 billion so far in 6 months. Do you understand what's going on here? So now oil's going to go back up. When oil goes back up, you're really screwed. But not just oil, all commodities. And when all commodities go up, I don't care if it's corn, I don't care what it is, and you got an economy that's going down, and you got prices going down, now you're going to get such a wave of inflation coming in
And that, when you watch. Now, everything's going to be going up in price at the worst time when prices are going down. So that means you're going to get one hell of a market crash. You are. And if you join our gang, you can be right with us. I mean, we've been rotating perfectly. After this big tech stock crashed, that was in that 2020 period, we bought them before anybody else. We bought Meta, we bought Nvidia, we bought I mean, there are stocks. We have Amazon, Nvidia, Meta, Apple, Microsoft. We shorted them. Then we got in when nobody wanted them. And those stocks are up big for us. And then we took profits from them. And so, it's time to go and get the airlines and travel stocks. So we rotated those. And those went up about 40% for us. Then we said, let's take money from there. It's time. They're going to start putting money back into oil. Because I knew this was going to happen. Because you knew that the dollar was going to drop. I mean, who couldn't figure that out? The economy's getting so bad that they're not going to raise interest rates. They're not going to raise interest rates when everything's going down. They raise interest rates when everything's going up when there's inflation. They're not going to raise interest rates when everything's going down. So now your dollar is going to be down at the worst possible time. So now we got all these expenses going back up when people don't have money. We got the student loans coming out. People have no idea how bad this is. This is going to really put us into a crash. When you look at the student loan, see if I can find the cut for you. Right.
Come September 1, of the 152 million Americans that work, 40 million have student loans, and they have to restart their student loan payments for the first time since March of 2020. So it will be, come September 1, 3.5 years that 40 million Americans of the 152 million working Americans now have to make good on student loan payments. And that is going to come right out of their spending patterns as they have to service this debt. And that equals about $100 billion of consumption a year.
So that's coming out of the market. That's incredible. Why do you think there's bankruptcies going on already? So you can make money in this kind of market.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Short on time, but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. When making wise investment decisions, Phil Grandy has some sound reasons you should join Phil's Gang.
When I started this, they asked me, okay, can you explain to people why they should join the gang? Gee, I thought about that. And I guess to make money. But more than that, to get good direction on which way the economy's really going. We get so much crap, so many lies, how great the economy is and how great the tech business is, and when it's not. The problem is we have too many people in Washington and in this industry that just don't tell the truth. The truth is everything. And here at Phil's Gang, we stick with the facts. We tell the truth. We make sure our members, are getting the best information, and our listeners, like you. We make that information available to you and make it simple and understandable.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works. Join today at philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do, so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Want good investing advice from someone you can trust? Listen to Phil Grandy.
With what's going on today in the economy, especially the stock market, it gets really complicated, but it doesn't have to be. My job is to make it simple, to get through the fog. And I think I do that, and I think I do a pretty good job of that, especially why you should be buying a stock, or why you should be in the market, or not in the market, or shorting.
Invest wisely with the knowledge of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. Welcome back. Are you a fan of the Phil's Gang radio show? Then you should check out philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. You know, if you go take a look at Citigroup today, look how that stock, after it rallied today, collapsed. And I told my members this. I said, you watch. They're going to try to rally these stocks into the market. These these bank stocks. And they did, but on our chart, they never turned green on my Pro 2 chart. They were just swing trades. They never never indicated as an investment because they stayed red, telling us that they were going to come back down. The chart was absolutely correct. So if you look now, even JP Morgan, now that did stay green, but that one's pulling back. That's a stock that we own, and that's doing well, but it's pulling back. Goldman Sachs, okay, that's pulling back today. And then you go and take a look at Citi. They're really clobbering that guy, all right? And then you take a look at Morgan Stanley. That's coming back. So all these stocks that reported today are coming back, and this is supposed to be their golden day, the first day of reporting, because they take money, they shift money from set aside for bad loans, and they shift it over to their bottom line. So if they only have a $1 million bottom line, they want to make it $3 million. Jamie Dimon just takes money from set aside for bad loans. Hey, guys, shift it over to the bottom line. And we'll tell everybody, look, we made $3 million instead of $1 million. That's what they do. You want to talk about double talk? Listen to this. Listen to Dimon. This is unbelievable.
Some commentary that Jamie Dimon is making about the U.S. economy in the release continues to be resilient. Consumer balance sheets remain healthy, albeit consumers are spending, albeit a little bit more slowly. He also says that there are some risks here. Labor markets have softened somewhat. Job growth remains strong. That being said, there are still salient risks in the immediate view, many of which I've written about over the past year.
Yeah. Unbelievable. What double talk? Let me tell you about the consumer. You want the truth? Just like I'm telling you the truth. Believe what I'm telling you. Keep watching oil. Keep watching the dollar. Remember what I'm telling you today, okay, the 14th of July. When that dollar keeps going down, oil and commodities are going to keep going up. This economy can't take it. It can't take it, okay? It can't take it. And that's what's going to cause this whole crash. By the way, if you want the most important chart, go to my site, philsgang.com. It's a Fred chart.
and we'll give you the link to it. And it shows you the 10-year Treasury minus the 2-year Treasury, so you can see it on a chart. Now, if you're following me on Facebook right now, Rumble, Apple, YouTube, Instagram, you can see it. If you're not, you can go tonight and see it. Okay, and by the way, I did on my YouTube channel, every day I do these little short ones. They're about a minute long, and I have them on Instagram and YouTube, and we do well with those. We have thousands and thousands of people go look at those. Sometimes as many as 15,000 people will go look at those, because I tell you people about the market just within 1 minute. It's really good information, and it's free. So, but today I wanted to explain what went on this week, and so I did a long one. It's on YouTube. It'll be out at 6:45 tonight, and explains this everything I'm trying to tell you here in this radio show, but I take a longer time in doing it, and it will really tell you what's going on and why the market's going to crash and when it's going to crash. Now, the chart that I keep telling you about that is a big indicator of the crash to let you know when it's going to crash, it shows the 10-year and the 2-year, so it shows how it inverted. It's put on a chart, and you can see the line going down. At the same time, we're putting that against all the public companies called the Wilshire 5000. That's every public company to do a comparison. So it's going, the 10-year Treasury yield's going down, and the Wilshire's going up. That's rigged to do that, because again, remember, when the inverted curve happens, it's a big red flag. You're going to get a recession. But what they don't tell you, I didn't hear anybody ever tell anybody this on CNBC or anywhere else. They don't tell you. You first get a rally. So they rig it for the 10 and 2-year to invert. So they get that rally that holds up the whole Wilshire 5000, all the public companies. Take a look at it. And when that turns, that brown one turns, it starts turning up, you know the crash is going to happen. So go to philsgang.com. We'll give you the link to it, okay? And I think you'll enjoy that. So again, as I said, keep your eye on the dollar, because everything's changed now. Remember, the dollar was going up. And when the dollar was going up, that was good news for the market, because that means commodity stocks were going down, keeping the pressure off. Okay, keeping the pressure off. But now, when we had the CPI and we had these terrible numbers, and it shows that everything's going down, prices are going down, and a weak economy. See, that's the difference. That's what you got to understand. When prices are going down in a weak economy, it's called deflation. And anybody will tell you in this business, deflation is horrible. It's a death sentence, deflation, because of the fact when there's deflation and prices are going down, there's no reason to push up interest rates to fight inflation. So they stop pushing up interest rates, and you're all of a sudden now what you see is your dollar starts going down. And that's because, remember, it follows the yield. So and everybody's saying they're going to stop raising interest rates. They're going to stop raising interest rates, and they will. So what's going to happen? And it's already now. You can see the yields going down, the dollar's going down, and you can see how oil and all the commodities are going up, and that's going to trick. Okay, that's going to pull the trigger on the crash. So make sure you watch that. Listen to this here.
Yeah, and I think in the labor market in particular right now, when we look at the claims number this morning, and things haven't really, they slowed last year. We kind of saw the implosion of a lot of the high value, tech stuff and things like that. But the resilience of the rest of the economy is the most notable thing.
Where the rest of the economy? All right, look, think about this. Bankruptcies, as I just told you a moment ago, right? Personal bankruptcies in the first 6 months are up 23%. Small business bankruptcies, that's your middle class, is up 111%. So does that sound like good news? Everybody's resilient? Credit card debt, mortgage debt, auto debt, $17 trillion. Now, we have record high credit card balances, and we have record low savings. Record low savings. It was first at 38%, then 8%, now it's 2.3%. We have a record number of retirees having to go back to work. We got a record 54%, or 3 out of 5 full-time people who now have a part-time job. That's historic. Construction spending. 7 quarters in a row declining. Year over year, new and existing home sales are now negative 20%. Housing starts, 4 consecutive quarters of year-over-year decline. Durable goods, that's the big one. Those are the ones that you always have to watch durable goods. If people stop buying appliances and big screen TVs and vans and all that, you're screwed. You know the economy has gone to hell in a basket. And that's what's going on right now. Durable goods orders fell 4 straight quarters. So it sounds like they're strong? They're resilient? Are you kidding me? The GDP under Trump was up 5%, 6% under Trump when Biden took over. Now the GDP's at 2%. Inflation, okay, when Biden took over, it was 1.4%. Now inflation is 4.8%. Wages right now, okay, are 4.4. Inflation's 5.3. Gasoline still up 53%. As of today, oil still up 45% since he's taken office. Now, with the dollar going down, you're going to see all these commodities going up, and it's going to choke the stock market. And it's over. That's when you're going to get the crash. We got 7 million people as of July 1st behind on their auto payments. As of July, these are all from July, actually June 30. 8 million behind on rent, 14 million people behind on mortgage payments, 79 million people behind on health care payments, 2.7 million people behind on student loans. I mean, I could go on and on. And now they're withdrawing savings. They're withdrawing home equity to pay their regular bills. So when you hear Jamie Dimon, who is more crooked than a corkscrew, okay, things are okay, but no, they're not okay. But join my gang, and it doesn't make any difference if things are okay or not okay, because we make money in an okay market, and we make money in not okay market. That's the difference between us and everyone else. And we'll prove it to you over 10 days. At the end of 10 days, you decide not to continue to go with us, and you're making money with the knowledge we gave you, just send some money to St. Jude. Hey, have a great weekend. Watch oil. Watch the dollar.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600.